Morning, everybody. Welcome to Faith Unfiltered. Today we're going to break down the fascinating difference between two words. The word hallowed and the word hollowed. One letter separates them, but these words represent two very different spiritual experiences that can shape your life. First up, let's look at hallowed. This term means something that is made holy or revered. In Matthew 6:9, when Jesus teaches us how to pray, he said, "Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name." See, he calls us to recognize the sacredness of God. To hallow something is to treat it with deep respect and honor, my friends. Think of a family heirloom. A cherished item that holds significance in your own family. You care for it, you display it, and you value it. In our spiritual lives, our relationship with God and our faith should be treated the same way. When we hallow our time with God through prayer, worship, and reflection, we open our hearts to transformation. Now let's look at hallowed. It represents emptiness and lack of substance. Imagine a beautiful tree that looks strong on the outside, but it's hollow on the inside. It might look impressive, but it can't provide you shade. It can't provide you shelter. Now look at our spiritual journeys for a moment. If we neglect to hallow our relationship with God, we risk becoming hollow. Going through the motion of life without true meaning, without purpose. See, Jesus warns us in Luke 11:26 when he says, when the evil spirit comes out of a person, it goes through arid places seeking rest and does not find it. If we don't fill ourselves with God's presence, we leave ourselves open to emptiness. We leave ourselves open to attack. So how does this play out in everyday life? Here's just a couple of things. How about intentionality in our actions? See, when we focus on what we hallow, like we spend time in prayer, we participate in community service, whatever that might be. And we fill our lives with purpose. Maybe that looks like starting each day with gratitude. Acknowledging that God's blessings can set a hallowed tone for the rest of the day. Be mindful of your relationships, my friends. Hallowing also extends to our relationships. See, we are genuine are we genuine or compassionate? Or do we simply just go through the motions? See, Ephesians 4:32 said this, be kind and compassionate to one another. So investing in our relationship, it adds depth and meaning to our lives. It keeps us from feeling hollow. And next we engage with Scripture and seek wisdom. We can fill our minds and hearts with truth. Listen to Colossians 3:16 for a moment. Let the message of Christ dwell among you richly. This richness combats the hollowness that can creep in when life's cares overwhelm us. See, the difference between being hallowed and hollowed is significant in how we experience life. Let's choose to fill our lives with what is sacred. Let's choose to fill our life with what is valued. And let's avoid the emptiness that can come from the distractions that are all over the place. And the superficial pursuits that really don't mean anything at the end of the day. Let's embrace the hallowed, my friends. Let's make our spiritual lives vibrant and meaningful. Together, we can support each other on this journey. This pastor sometimes struggles too. My friends, if this message resonates with you, share it. Let's inspire more lives to be filled with purpose. Have a blessed day and take care.